Hey, what's up everyone? Marco here, and we're going to be talking about this little toy that I happen to keep with me. This is the Fire Snake mod by a group called Mark's Imagination. So the guy who makes the mods, Mark Reyes, is a buddy of mine, and I scored this about roughly about a year ago. I've kept it lying around simply because it's one of the cutest mods I've ever handled. Yeah, as you can see, we have it in 350, but it is telescoping. We're going to be talking about that later, so it accommodates all battery sizes. It's probably the smallest local mod I've handled in a while. I believe there's one out to rival it now, but nonetheless, this is one of the more enjoyable ones that I had. It has brass upper and lower portions, and there is no throw. There you go. See, it's fires that way. So, how hard does it hit? Well, let's give it a shot. I'm using a fatty and with the stock Cyclops air hole, and we have a build rated at 1.3 ohm. All right. All right. Yeah, there you go. So, most obvious thing about this is that it's hella cute. Yeah, it's fun to have. It's really small, it's really compact, it's really light, and it hits really hard for one of these little babies. I mentioned it is telescoping, so I'm going to show you what it looks like in each of the configurations in 18350, 18490, and 18650. Yeah, let's screw this out. I'm not a huge fan of telescoping mods because usually telescoping mods tend to leave thread markings on the sleeve because you could hear that rattle. It's basically brushing against the threading, and sometimes they can be a bit sharp, so they're going to leave a bit of a thread mark. That's not, for those who are obsessive compulsive about that, they wouldn't want to see that, or they wouldn't want to have to deal with that. So there it is in 490. Let's have it standing upright. Alright, there you go, 490. And in 650, even in 650 mode, it's still fairly compact and extremely light. Yeah, let's put the 650 battery in and screw it out all the way. Yeah, just a bit more. Alright, so that's what it looks like flush in 650. There. It has this really neat engraving too. There you go, Fire Snake. They released other lines that throw the mix in a bit, so as you can see it is two-tone, it's got brass, it's got stainless steel. They have one in full brass, in full stainless steel, and with the color schemes reversed. So the names are still play on the snake, on the Chinese zodiac, so they have it in fire, water, metal, and one more. I can't, it eludes me, but I got the Fire Snake when it first came out. Alright, there. So that's what the Fire Snake engraving looks like. Yeah, really sweet stuff. Okay, yeah, I have mine in serial number 113. Ha, there you go. Okay. And let's go ahead and put it back in 350. Anyway, before I go ahead and do that, I'm going to take it apart completely and show you the tubes. This is basically the telescoping portion. Alright, there you go. See? And the real killer part here is the firing. There's absolutely no throw there. So there's no play, there's no rattle in it. The only drawback is neither is there any locking. So if you're gonna keep it in your bag, or if you don't have any, if you don't have a caddy for it, you don't have anywhere safe and secure to store it, it might be best to make sure that you have it in a clear area, because anything, even some coins, loose change you have from the commute to work or whatever, if you have it under and it suddenly rests on it and you apply a bit of pressure, it will fire. So we don't want that to happen. We want to avoid auto fires. Of course, it's never a good thing. There you go with the insulation on it. There, so it's a bit thick. Yeah. And the pin is also adjustable. You can screw it in, you can screw it out depending on your need, on what atomizer you have. It might be best for you to ply it with your hands or with probably a coin down the middle. Screwdrivers, yeah, if you have a head that's that long, then you can go ahead and use that to screw it out. Basically, I'm a big fan of those with adjustable pins. Self-adjusting, telepins, telescoping pins, whatever, as long as you can adjust them, because I have quite a few atomizers that I use with this. And I mentioned that the biggest selling point for me was the fact that it's really small and compact. So the reason why being that my primary atomizer is a K-Fun. yeah. Okay, fun. It's a bit of a fad now. We're going to be doing a video on it in a bit. I just need to drain my tank. So basically, I'm going to show you how it stacks up with a K-Fun on top. So yeah, set this aside and get the K-Fun on. Okay, there. We have it sitting flush. Just put the tube back in. It's got that nice brushed finish, and it actually matches the tone of the K-Fun fairly closely enough, acceptable. So let's go ahead and screw it down. Alright, there you go. So this is what it looks like with the K-Fun light on it. Extremely small. See where it begins and ends there. I'm going to take it out and show you the height difference right here. If you measure it up like that, the K-Fun is actually taller with the drip tip on. There you go. See, it makes it a bit top heavy in the sense that the atomizer weighs more than the mod plus the battery. So you might want to be careful and make sure that you don't accidentally knock it over or anything like that. Fairly decent vapor from a tank. Alright. Yeah. So basically, that's about it for the Fire Snake. It's one of the simplest full mech mods out there. I got mine for 3,800 pesos. Cool thing about this is that you have the option to, excuse me. Alright. Pardon me. Yeah, you have the option to have it engraved. They will require a 50% down payment when you have it engraved. So I had mine engraved towards on the back. The font is really nice. It's akin to this. You can have it bigger depending on how long your name is. So yeah, that's basically it. I'm gonna leave you with a really quick vapor hit from the fatty on it, and show you how it performs one last time, just so you're sold on the idea. It is available at Kohl's Vaping and at Chief Vapors in Makati. So Chief Vapors is located at the Collective, B-side, so any of you who are fans of the MMA scene in the Philippines or the band scene, you might catch some decent bands or decent fights there. Kohl's Vaping is located in the Makati Executive Tower on the ground floor right next to the mini stop on the opposite side, on the De La Rosa side. So I'm going to leave you with one last hit on a 1.3 build, a relatively fully charged AW18350, and the Fire Snake by Mark's Imagination. Mark Reyes. Alright. Yeah. Very, very competent vapor production. Brass caps, brass contact, and the no locking firing. That's the only drawback to it, but apart from it, I love it. It's really small, really compact, worth the price. Got mine a year ago, I still have it, I still keep it, and I use it with my K-Fun. Works pretty fine. That's when I want to get a decent vapor and massive throat hit. Full mech, K-Fun, that's it. But then, if you have time, do drop by and take a look and probably pick one up. The engraving is optional. I believe they charge 500 pesos for it, but there's no limit to the number of characters. As long as it fits on the lower tube, on this portion, right here, then we're good to go. They're going to take care of that for you. I got mine in a couple of days, so that gives you a rough idea of how quickly they work on it. And the engraving is no joke. It hasn't faded in a year of heavy use. There you go. Again, people, the Fire Snake by Mark's Imagination. I hope you enjoyed the little talk through. I'm sorry I was just talking off the hip. Hit the subscribe button if you feel like it, or if you don't, you can check out some of the guitar videos on my channel as well. Have fun, people. Vape hard. Cheers.